welcome back. You're watching First Trade, and we have now joining us Mr. S.K. Bajpai, Senior VP Finance and Legal and CFO at GSFC. Mr. Bajpai, hi, thank you for joining us. Give us a sense of how the Q4 numbers has been and the impact of crude, how you've been able to absorb it.
Yeah, that's correct. Good morning and thank you for having me in your show. Financial year 25-26 has been a year of resilient performance by the company. Despite the challenging global environment, geopolitical instability, and sharp raw material price increase, the company delivered strong financial results and improved profitability. Both our fertilizer and industrial product segment recorded significant performance during the year, supported by disciplined execution and operational agility. If you say consolidated numbers, sales improved by 15% to 10,945 crores. PBT and PAT both increased by 14% to 861 crores and 673 crores. As you rightly said, that crude prices are going, and whatever the derivatives of the crude are there, there is a sharp increase in the prices, like benzene, what is used for the caprolactam production. So that is absorbed by the company by scaling up the finished good prices also, like caprolactam. If you see caprolactam benzene spread, that is improved to $670 odd per metric ton during Q4, and presently it is more than $800 per metric ton at the current time.
Mr. Bajpai, just talk to us about what this does in terms of outlook, both for Q1 FY27 as well as FY27 full year, if things wouldn't change or improve materially?
Yeah, despite the raw material prices increase, because fertilizer business is not having that much margin, so it is governed by the government regulations, subsidies provided, whatever the prices of natural gas and other raw material increases. So that hardly impacts the company. But as far as IP product segment is concerned, the industrial product, we are in a position to generate good numbers in the Q4, and that will continue in Q1 also, and the full year. But I hope that the situation will normalize soon, and the price will prevail at a normal pace.
What is the kind of subsidy that government would be providing to you? Is it entire 100% pass through for you in that sense? And with what lag does it come to you?
No, government has already increased 10% in NPK and as all these factors. So there is no problem as far as NPK fertilizer is concerned. We are in a process of recovering the cost by increasing little bit of MRP side also. As far as urea is concerned, government is providing the subsidy as per the natural gas prices, and natural gas prices is controlled. So there is hardly any impact on the margins of the company for the fertilizer segment.
How do you look at some of the raw materials like sulfur and sulphuric acid, which have been hit badly because of the Strait of Hormuz closure?
Yeah, that's correct. Sulfur prices have gone up like anything. It is just now at $850 per metric ton. Resultantly, sulphuric acid production and cost is very high at 30,000 rupees per metric ton. It has reached in the Indian market. So that is to be a cause of concern. Similarly, ammonia price has also reached up to the $1,000 per metric ton in the international market. But as far as the ammonia plant is concerned, we are running from the natural gas production. So that impact is not that hitting us as the direct purchase of the ammonia from the international market, because natural gas prices is still maintained at a better level, and we are producing ammonia in-house. So that will not impact that much as we purchase ammonia in the international market.
The IP portfolio, are you able to pass on the entire increase in the IP portfolio, or you're absorbing some of it?
No, in IP segment, as I said, that yes, I am in a position to pass it on to the customers, because the caprolactam benzene spread is good. Even in case of nylon, we are in a position to recover the cost increase in the benzene prices. Other like melamine, we are also tapping the export market, because in the European, whatever the FTAs signed by the government of India that help us. And we are exploring the export of melamine, HF crystal, and other products which we can export. So we are realizing a good realization price in these products in the export market.
What are you penciling in from the monsoon, Mr. Bajpai? Because that will also determine how your customers shape up in terms of their finances.
Yeah, monsoon. Let us see and hope for a better monsoon this year. There is El Nino impact, and we have to see how the fertilizer market is going and how the farmer will absorb the prices of the fertilizer. But as overall, I am quite hopeful that fertilizer will be available at appropriate rate because government is giving a lot of attention and cost relief in the case of fertilizers to the farmers. Still, there is no increase in the urea or DAP, MRP, and all the burdens of the increasing cost is absorbed by the government of India. So in that way, the fertilizer market is not going to impact so much for the company as well as to the farmers also.
And what's the capex outlook looking like over the next couple of years?
Yeah, this year we have capitalized around 675 crore rupees projects, but in the next 1 or 2 years, there is some projects in hand. There is one stream of the DAP production which we are converting into fungible production. So we can produce APS and other NPK grade of fertilizers in the same stream. So that project is slated to be commissioned in July or August somewhere, and this year also. This year and the next PASA project, what we are going to put at Sikka only, and that will be taking around 1-2 years. So that two projects are presently we are looking. Apart from this, we are also putting certain facilities at our Dahej land what we have acquired. So the Dahej complex we will be developing in a very short time. So that project will be coming up in the next few years.
Mr. Bajpai, with regard to raw material prices, I'm coming back to that point. And why do I come back to that is to try and understand how the unwind will happen. If, for example, there is a resolution, say tomorrow, hypothetically, what plays out in terms of demand, supply, pricing dynamics? Sulfur, sulfuric acid, from what I understand, are key components for you in terms of raw materials. What happens to those?
Yeah, ammonia price is very high. Sulfur and sulfuric acid price is also going to be skyrocketed to reach to $850 or so in sulfur in international market. But we are having some long-term tie-ups and contacts, and we are also trying to import the sulfur from the international market at a good rate. So by that way, we are procuring and arranging the raw material at competitive cost, which can be absorbed by the fertilizers like ammonium sulfate and ammonium phosphate sulfate. Because we are having phosphoric acid plant at our fertilizer complex, and rock phosphate is not that costly, and still PA is available at a very competitive rate for us. So APS production cost is quite competitive in the international in the market. So there is no problem as far as APS. But ammonium sulfate, as I told, that ammonia is produced in-house by the company. So ammonia prices are kept under control as the natural gas price impact is very low. So ammonium sulfate and ammonium phosphate sulfate, in both the cases, our prices of the fertilizers are kept under control and we are having little contribution over them.
How are you managing your raw material inventory? What is the kind of inventory days that you have? And if tomorrow a resolution comes in, is there going to be an impact with respect to inventory losses?
No, inventory we are having the forecast of the prices of raw material. As far as PA is concerned, because we are importing PA for our Sikka complex. So PA is at a very reasonable price presently, what I understand. So we are keeping a good reserve of phosphoric acid. But as far as ammonia and sulfur is concerned, we are having a very little inventory because these prices are very volatile in the market. And anyway, if these prices are less down, so we are keeping ourselves the levels of inventory as low as possible for us. So we are keeping the sulfur and ammonia inventory very low at our Sikka plant. However, in our fertilizer complex, we are producing ammonia and we have 5 sulphuric acid plants. So there is no problem as far as inventory of ammonia because natural gas is constantly received by us.
Mr. Bajpai, thank you so much for coming in and speaking to us. Good perspective with regard to everything that's playing out, both West Asia as well as domestically.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, what we'll do is completely timed out on this edition of First Trade. So we'll wrap this show up. It's a thank you and a goodbye from Sajid, myself, everyone who puts this show together. But